Today on Spiritual Awakening Radio, summarizing research into the path of the masters, the origins of Sant Mat revisited. And then later a spiritual discourse based on songs of Kabir and other mystic poetry. 2 shows in one. A couple of years back I did a 5-part series on the origins of Sant Mat, parts 1 through 5, taking a few hours to explore in depth this subject of the origins of this spiritual path called Sant Mat, exploring questions such as who was Tulsi Sahib's guru, Sant Sahib of Bihar, a towering figure in Sant Mat history. Rare quotes from Sat Sahib, the origin of the 5 names, or Panch Naam mantra, the Nath Yogi connection, Saints of Antiquity on the usage of the term Sant Mat and the Tulsi Sahib connection. Today I give you the 20-minute version. If David Christian can do a 20-minute talk summarizing the Big Bang and creation of the cosmos, I can take that same amount of time and summarize and update my research into the subject of the history of the path of the masters, the origins of Sant Mat revisited, the short crib notes version updated. Saints of Antiquity on the usage of the term Sant Mat and the Tulsi Sahib connection, including the mythological origins of Sant Mat, the path of the masters, according to the Bijak of Kabir and tradition of the Anurag Sagar. Very much like Buddhism or Sufism are terms used by many to refer to any number of organizations and spiritual paths, Sant Mat is a fairly widely used term for a general kind of Eastern spirituality, Gnosticism or mysticism. Even as there are hundreds of Sufi orders and diverse forms of Hinduism, there are millions of people and satsangs, thousands of ashrams, and scores of teachers or organizations in India that describe themselves with the label Sant Mat. Sant Mat can be defined as the teachings or mat of the saints, saints or sages, or path of the masters. Sometimes it's called the way of the saints. In India, it's common knowledge that the term Sant Mat was coined or adapted by Param Sant Tulsi Sahib of Hathras during the 19th century. Sant Mat was adopted and popularized by Tulsi Sahib as a new name for this spiritual path or genre of mysticism, but the Sant tradition, with its many guru lineages or branches, is actually a spiritual movement that dates back many, many centuries all the way to ancient India. Saints of Antiquity, long before the time of the historic Kabir. It's unknown who the first Sant was in ancient times. There are references in Krishna Vaishnava texts to Saints. A few of those Rishi sages who authored certain Upanishads pertaining to the formless God, inner light and sound meditation practice, or Nada Yoga, some dating back many centuries BCE, also seem to be at the same level as Saints. The Upanishads are indeed a key foundation of Sant Mat. In somewhat more recent times, in some circles associated with the Tulsi Sahibis, Gorakhnath, an 11th century Nath yogi, is considered to be a Sant. Baba Gorakhnath did indeed teach Surat Shabd Yoga. The Kabir Panth tradition of northern Saints includes much Nath yogi terminology, and apparently was somewhat influenced by the Nath or Nat tradition. The 15th century poet, mystic, and spiritual master Kabir can be credited with helping to extend greatly the influence of the Saints in India. But Kabir was not the first Sant in this Kali Yuga age, and it is unknown who his guru was. Some traditions describe Baba Ramananda as the guru of Kabir, but not everyone agrees with that point of view. The first masters, formally called Saints, that are usually mentioned in Sant literature are the 12th century poet Jayadeva, author of the Gita Govinda, and Vishobhar Keshar, who was Sant Namdev's spiritual master or Sant Sat Guru. Seeing references in Krishna Vaishnava Hindu scriptures, Sant Tulsi Sahib of Hathras was of the opinion that the Sant movement dates back to the time of Krishna, thousands of years ago, that Krishna knew of Sants during his day, the time of the Bhagavad Gita. An example of Sants mentioned in a Hindu scripture known as the Bhagavad Purana. Quote, such individuals who have achieved the unity of Atman or soul and Param Atman, supreme soul or God, are known as Sants. According to the Bhagavad Purana, there is no one greater than a Sant in the eyes of the divine. Lord Krishna says to his disciple, all devotees like you are very dear to me. They are dearer to me than Lord Brahma, Lord Shankara, my brother Balram, goddess Lakshmi, and even my own soul. Therefore I walk behind these Sants, hoping that the dust arising from their holy feet would touch my body and purify me. That's a Hindu scripture quoted by Swami Vyasanand of the Tulsi Sahib Maharishi Mehi branch of Sant Mat in his book, The Inward Journey of the Soul, an Amazon Kindle ebook. An ancient reference to Sants, and a quote from Krishna in the Bhagavad Purana. The following is from Jan Gopal, disciple of Sant Dadu Dayal of Rajasthan, in his spiritual classic, The Life Story of Dadu Dayal. There is no end to the number of Sants who appeared in the Yugas or Epochs of Sat, Treta, Dwapar, and Kali Yuga. I sing of the celebrated one I have heard of and bow my head to all the others. A long and ancient history of Sants on earth, according to Jan Gopal. Of course, mere references to Sants in antiquity doesn't really shed light on the specifics of what their teachings and meditation practices might have been, though it can be said that all of the elements of Sant Mat are to be found in various older Hindu scriptures. There is a wonderful book called Satsang Yoga, Part 1 by Maharishi Mehi Paramhans, which gathers up all of these golden nuggets of mystical wisdom from so many different Hindu scriptures. That is a wonderful book that describes all of the teachings of light and sound, of initiation, a need for a living master, following a vegetarian diet, devotion to a formless supreme being above time and space, above illusion of the lower planes. All of those teachings are to be found in many Hindu scriptures, including the Upanishads. Sant Mat before the foundation of the world of today. Lord Kabir as the incarnation of Sat Purush and Adi Guru, or founding master, of Sant Mat during the 4 yugas of time, these 4 vast epochs of the ages. The mythological origins of Sant Mat, the path of the masters. According to the Bijak of Kabir, the tradition of Kabir and the Anurag Sagar. The Anurag Sagar is an epic reminiscent of the Gat Ramayana of Tulsidas and the Bhagavad Gita and Mahabharata. In India, this text serves as a kind of Genesis or Gospel and Book of Revelation all in one. A kind of Gospel of Kabir, if you will. It summarizes the teachings of Kabir about the creation of the universe and higher planes, the origin of evil and suffering in the world, the path to freedom from transmigration and reincarnation, and about Kabir's past lives. It is believed that Kabir incarnated during each of the 4 yugas, or epochs of time, to establish lineages of spiritual masters in the world in order to enlighten humanity, to create the spiritual path for souls to follow during each of these vast epochs of time. This ocean of love, or Anurag Sagar, is also a valuable manual for learning about meditation practice. During this Kali Yuga age, Kabir, according to the Anurag Sagar, appointed Sant Dharam Das to be his spiritual successor and established a lineage of Sant Sat Gurus to maintain the path of the masters on earth and continue this path for many generations, making initiation into the mysteries of the kingdom of God, the inner light and sound, available to souls across the generations. The establishment of the Kingdom of the 42 Incarnations, created by Kabir, the various lines of masters in this Kali Yuga age. After some days passed, Lord Kabir said these words, "O Dharam Das, I will establish the kingdom of 42 incarnations, that the work of the souls may be accomplished." And Kabir also mentions Sant Dharam Das's son as being his spiritual successor, Churamani Naam, and said that there will be all of these masters and branches of masters that will spring out from them that will reach out to many souls during this Kali Yuga age. From you will come the 42 incarnations who will liberate the souls. From them 60 branches will come out, and from those more will sprout. You will have 10,000 little branches, and they all will continue with the incarnations. A quote from the Anurag Sagar. This is a sentence from the Sant Sahib website. Sat Purush, the Supreme Being, sends his sons to the world to liberate the living beings from the clutches of Kal, the negative power, the Lord of Illusion, Lord of the Matrix. In one of his books, Dharam Sahib claimed himself to be a reincarnation of Guru Kabir. And in his literature, we find similar statements about the line of masters continuing in Kali Yuga, reminiscent of the Anurag Sagar, which of course permeates the teachings of Dharam Sahib of Bihar. Sat Purush is the living Lord, and his own son serves as the ladder. That ladder is continued through me, says Dharam. Vakardas, Bastidas, and Gunadas are all ladders proceeding from me, spiritual successors, in other words, proceeding from him. Whomsoever they appoint as their successors would also be known as ladders. Thus will the line of succession continue. These souls who remain in obedience to these successors shall cross the ocean of samsara, the ocean of the world. How long will this line of succession continue? Listen mindfully, O Fakir Das. I explain this to you, says Dharam. As long as the discipline of the sound current is preserved, unadulterated, the line of succession will truly continue. But when it is mixed with outer rituals and display of external garbs, my sound current will part company. My divine essence will depart, and the souls will go into the mouth of Kal. That's a term used to describe souls coming under the spell of illusion, giving up the eternal truths, getting swallowed by the illusion of Kal Narinjan, the negative power. Says Dharam Sahib, I shall then come to this world and shall proclaim the teachings of the sound current again. Proclaiming the teaching, I shall found the line of succession, and emancipating the souls, I shall take them to my abode. For eons I have been coming and imparting the teaching of the true sound current. Unquote, says Sant Dharam Sahib of Bihar. A very cosmic sounding Dharam Sahib. For eons I have been coming and imparting the teachings of the true sound current. That sounds a lot like the cosmic voice of the Kabir of the 4 Yugas of time. The usage of the term Sant Mat Commonly used words like Sant or Sat and Mat, with their roots in Sanskrit, are found in the literature of many spiritual paths originating in India. Sant Mat is a single word referring to the efficacy of following the teachings of Sants, does turn up on a couple of occasions in Sant literature during the centuries prior to the time of Tulsi Sahib. It is present in a couple of verses of Kabir, fairly obscurely, and there is one obscure verse of Sant Goswami Tulsi Das as well, which uses the term Sant Mat. But really, the usage of this term, Sant Mat, as a general term for this school of spirituality or Sant tradition, begins with Tulsi Sahib during the 19th century in Hathras, and now has become embraced by millions of souls and scores of spiritual paths based in India since that time, since Tulsi Sahib popularized the term Sant Mat. The teachings of all the Sants are essentially the same. They speak of the kingdom of heaven which is within. They show the path and impart instructions to attain it. They do not claim to teach something new or different from what other saints have taught. Tulsi Sahib declared that he was giving the same teachings as those of Kabir Sahib, Nanak Sahib, Dadu Sahib, and other saints. Tulsi Sahib, for the first time, used the expression Sant Mat, or teachings of the saints, to stress the basic unity of the teachings of all saints. That's from the entry for Sant Tulsi Sahib in a publication called Radhasoami White Paper on the Religion of Sants and Radhasoami Faith, published by Dayal Bagh in Agra. It is my view that Tulsi Sahib's guru was Sant Darya Sahib of Bihar, and so the line of succession that Darya Sahib described and the line of succession that Kabir described passes from Darya Sahib to Tulsi Sahib. Now, why do I say that? On past programs, I have delved into this topic. The short version is there was one living master named in the hymns and spiritual discourses of Tulsi Sahib of Hathras, India. The name of that one guru was Sant Darya Sahib of Bihar. So whatever the details, whatever the specifics, somehow Tulsi Sahib connects back to Sant Darya Sahib of Bihar. See my other programs on the subject, providing a lot more background and information on this connection, the logic of this connection. But basically I see the lineage going back from Tulsi Sahib to Sant Darya Sahib of Bihar. In his writings, Sant Darya names his spiritual master, the one living master that he mentioned in his hymns and writings, or spiritual satsang discourses, was someone by the name of Sat Sahib. And the teachings of Sat Sahib and Darya Sahib are very much synchronized with the Dharam Das branch of the Kabir line of masters, including the teachings of the Anurag Sagar, a great spiritual classic of the Sant tradition. It's also true that the 5 names, the Panch Naam mantra used by many in Sant Mat, only is found in use by the Dharam Das and Darya Sahib satsangs prior to the time of Radhasoami, prior to the time of Tulsi Sahib of Hathras. It's not used by the Sikhs, these 5 names. Not all 5 of the names are present in the Sikh tradition, but I have found all 5 in the literature of the Dharam Das Kabir Panth, the people of the Anurag Sagar. And it is true that these names are used by Kabir, and Kabir, as I mentioned earlier, used a lot of Nath Yogi terminology, so it could be that all 5 of the names and other terms familiar to those who follow Sant Mat go back further in time and were used earlier by Goraknath and the Nath Yogis. As I've mentioned before, I see the lineage of Sant Mat masters looking something like this. Kabir to Sant Dharam Das to Churamani Naam, to Sat Sahib to Darya Sahib of Bihar, and to his various successors, including Tulsi Sahib of Hathras, and from there Radhasoami and Maharishi Mehi, Baba Devi Sahib, and contemporary Sant Mat in all of its forms. And that is the 20-minute version of the path, the origins of Sant Mat, the path of the masters. You're hearing Spiritual Awakening Radio. After the break, a spiritual discourse based on songs of Kabir and Darya Sahib, mystic poetry and satsang discourses from other sources, including the book Path of the Masters by Julian P. Johnson. My name is James Bean. You're hearing Spiritual Awakening Radio. Stay tuned for more after these messages. Welcome back to Spiritual Awakening Radio. Sant Dharam Das once said, "O my Sat Guru, I have become exhausted searching for you, but I have not found you. I searched in the holy places of Rameshwar, Jagdish, Dwarka, Badranath, Kedarnath, Kashi, Mathura, Ayodhya. I even searched the Grinar mountain. I searched east, west, north, and south, and wandered in the world. I searched the 68 places of pilgrimage trying to find you, and could not. I have done prayers, austerities, and fasting many times, and have practiced discipline and righteous living. But I have not seen you even in my dreams, O Master. What sort of luck I have. I do not have happiness in the day and can't sleep at night. Please now give your darshan, your vision, to your servant Dharam Das and take him across this worldly ocean of rebirths." Kabir Bhajan Amrita, Devotional Bhajans. Kabir replies, "O my dear devotee, where are you searching for me? I am already with you. I am not in the places of pilgrimage or in deities or in an isolated dwelling. I am not in the temples and mosques. I am not in the holy city of Kashi or Mount Kailash. I am not in the recitation of prayers or in austerities or in ritual fasting. I do not dwell in rituals or in yoga or in renunciation. I am not in the breath or in the material body or in the expanse of space. I am not in the cave of Trikuti, but I am in the breath of the breath. If you search for me, you'll find me immediately, even in a moment." Kabir says, "Dear brother, listen to me. I dwell in your faith." Another version of Kabir's reply to Sant Dharam Das is captured in Rabindranath Tagore's collection of Kabir poems known as Songs of Kabir, or 100 Songs of Kabir. "O servant, where dost thou seek me? Lo, I am beside thee. I am neither in temple nor in mosque. I am neither in Kaaba nor in Kailash. Neither am I in rites and ceremonies, nor in yoga and renunciation. If thou art a true seeker, thou shalt at once see me. Thou shalt meet me in a moment of time. Kabir says, O Sadhu, God is the breath of all breath. Other translations of that ending verse, Kabir says, Student, tell me, what is God? He is the breath inside the breath. That's the Robert Bly rendering in his Kabir book, 44 of the Ecstatic Poems of Kabir. Kabir says, Friends, listen, I am wherever you are. The Jagasar Das translation in Kabir, Songs of the Divine. Listen to me in the void, says Kabir, in between all the breaths. That's the Sushila Mahajan edition called Says Kabir, a collection of 110 poems of Kabir. This is from the Bijak of Guru Kabir. The three worlds are a cage, virtue and vice a net. Every creature is the prey, and one hunter, death. They don't listen to wise words and won't think for themselves. Kabir continues to scream. The world goes by like a dream. Within the five elements, a secret thing, a rare one, finds the mystery, the proof, the Guru's word. If you know you're alive, find the essence of life. Life is the sort of guest you don't meet twice, says Kabir. Rumi once said, I am merely a guest born in this world. I know the secrets that lie beyond it. This is a passage from the Shabd Pratap Ashram website. No mission is of greater importance to a person than the awareness of his own consciousness, the profound significance and purpose of his existence on earth, and to find out the path for ultimate bliss, eternal happiness, and cheerfulness, i.e., the quest for truth. By giving proper place to spirituality in your life, you will be happy and peaceful in all circumstances, whether they are favorable or unfavorable. You have to give more attention to this and enrich your life. A quote from the Spiritual Seeker's Guide. Back to the tradition of Guru Kabir. This is from the Kabir Book of Prayers. O Lord, for many a day I have been searching for your path. I am longing to meet you, and my mind is restless. It will indeed be a fortunate day when the Satguru takes me by the arm and allows me to sit in the shade of his lotus feet. Julian P. Johnson, The Path of the Masters. The message of the Masters fills the world with hope, and at the same time it offers a rational foundation for such hope. It not only tells people what they should do, but it offers them a definite method of doing it. In the march of the ages, cycle after cycle, on every planet where human beings reside, the great masters are the light bearers of that world. Until the end of the ages, they will remain the friends and saviors of those who struggle toward the light. Julian P. Johnson, The Path of the Masters. More spiritual awakening coming up. Stay tuned. The following paragraph comes from Baba Devi Sahib of Moradabad, the famous devotee of Tulsi Sahib. He was also friends with Huzur Maharaj Rai Salagram of the Radhasoami faith based in Agra, and even stayed as Huzur's guest for a time in Agra. Baba Devi Sahib was also the initiating spiritual master of Maharishi Mehi Paramhans. He toured many cities in what's now known as Pakistan, giving satsang talks, especially fond of Sufi poet mystics. Baba Devi Sahib of Moradabad said, "Unlike other worship methods popular in religions and sects with different names, these two methods, seeing the inner light and hearing the inner transcendental sound, are not man-made. God himself is the founder and operator of these methods. Since the beginning, God has kept these two methods inside human beings. The way of redemption of jivas or boundless souls is available within all human beings." This is titled, "Behold Thy Beloved Within." This is one of the few Persian ghazals written by Tulsi Sahib, composed to explain the esoteric secrets of the spiritual path to a Muslim divine, Sheikh Taki, who happened to pitch his tent one day in the neighborhood of Tulsi Sahib's residence. The saint impresses upon Taki to seek God within his own self and not in the world outside. Much of the mystery of the inner realms becomes resolved at the eye center, from where the practitioner commences his or her spiritual journey. Listen, O Taki, seek not thy beloved in the world outside. Within thine own self, behold the splendor of thy beloved. Within this body breathes the secret essence. Within this body beats the heart of the scriptures, the Vedas. Within this body shines the entire universe, so the saints say. Hermits, ascetics, celibates, all are lost, seeking him in endless guises. Seers and sages perfectly parrot the scriptures and holy books, blinded by knowledge. Their pilgrimage and fasting and striving but delude. Despite their perfect practice, they discover no destination. Only the saints know the body's heart and have attained the ultimate, O Tulsi. Realize this and you've found your freedom, while teachers trapped in tradition only know the mirage in the mirror. Lightning flashed in my eye, O friend, and brightly did shine the light of the moon. I got a glimpse of the invisible within, and thirst and longing for the Lord were aroused. My ears received the boon of unstruck music, and knowledge came like the explosion of light, O friend. Dark clouds began to scatter, and the sight of the divine mansion was revealed unto me. Behold the sun, the moon, and the tunnel. Tulsi beheld the abode of the Lord Almighty. In the pupil of thine eye is a mole, wherein is hidden the entire mystery. Peep within, and behold thou what lieth beyond this dark curtain. The secret of the 14 realms will for certain be disclosed to thee. Let thine attention not slip. See that thou art ever vigilant. Listen, thou art constantly being called from the Most High. There ever beckoneth thee the voice of thy beloved. It is not meeting with the beloved that is arduous. What is difficult, O Taki, is that it is hard to behold him without the grace of some realized guide, says Tulsi. The path of salvation is distant, beyond thy reach. This is titled Sound Celestial by Sant Tulsi Sahib, the great Param Sant and founding guru of modern-day Sant Mat, who once lived in Hathras, India. Listen, O friend, to the thunderous roar of Shabd, which reverberates throughout the firmament. Water which becomes turbid by relishing the earth, gets cleansed of its impurities when filtered. Waves of pure bliss emanate from the heart when the moss that covers it is removed. Hold the arrow, be still, stretch the bow, fix your aim sharp at the target, pierce the firmament. The invisible world is contained within the human eye. So say and describe all men of inner knowledge. Behold the Brahmanand within through your astral eye. When that eye is opened, everything stands revealed. The soul in soon the great void will hear resounding peals of thunder. She will uncover and know the essence of Shabd. They alone, O Tulsi, will know that perfect state, who have seen and experienced it themselves. Some mystic verses from Sant Tulsi Sahib, the great saint of Hathras, India. On the inward journey of the soul, the ascension of the soul, progressing from the world outside to the world within, contemplating the heavens through the portal of the third eye center, the window to the divine. The third eye to contemplate the inner light, and it's also a third ear by which one can hear the sounds within and explore inner space, the kingdom of the heavens that are accessed from within. During meditation practice, during spiritual practice. You're hearing Spiritual Awakening Radio. More coming up after this break. Classical ragas are provided to Spiritual Awakening Radio by Maine-based artist Paul Alexander John, who plays the Indian Bansuri bamboo flute. During our final segment today, some commentary on the Anurag Sagar. The term Anurag Sagar means ocean of love. It's the name of a great spiritual classic of the Sant tradition of India, a book all about the teachings of Guru Kabir and Sant Mat. Anurag Sagar is also a term for God, the ocean of love, and all souls are drops from that divine ocean. A verse from the Anurag Sagar. Those who accept the Shabda, or word, with faith, and those who repeat the Naam of Sat Purush day and night, those who have got such Naam triumph over the ocean. Some commentary. There are two oceans described in the Anurag Sagar and in general in Eastern mystical poetry. There is the ocean of God, but there is also another ocean, the ocean of samsara, the ocean of this world, the goal being to successfully sail across the ocean of life, safely reaching the other shore. There are two oceans, then, the ocean of this world, this life, and another world, another ocean beyond, the ocean of God. Those who accept the Shabda with faith. Here, I believe, this is referring to those who accept the teachings or the word, the teachings of the masters with faith, and those who repeat the Naam of Sat Purush day and night, those who have got such Naam triumph over the ocean. This is referring to two things. Repeating the Naam of Sat Purush, or the original true being, or supreme being, is sometimes called Simran. The repetition of a name of God or names of God is a spiritual practice of the Sant tradition. Repeating the mantra of God's name. But there is a higher level of name or Naam, the divine sound, the true name of God, beyond all earthly language, the name that repeats itself, the name that is reverberating in the heavens. Both are meant simultaneously. The true Naam, the true name, the true sound. Those who accept the Shabda with faith, and those who repeat the Naam of Sat Purush day and night. Those who have got such Naam triumph over the ocean. A hymn from the Anurag Sagar. O Dharam Das, I have told you the ways of living of both renunciates and householders. They will hear the Shabda if they live up to the ways of living. This ocean of the world is deep, bottomless, and terrible. Those who firmly catch the boat of Naam come to the opposite shore. Here Shabda refers to the divine sound. They will hear the Shabda if they live up to the ways of living. Conforming to the ethical or ahimsa standards, if you will. There is an ethical code associated with the path of the masters. Renunciates and householders are referred to here and elsewhere in the Anurag Sagar. The description of the Sangat of the Anurag Sagar community consists of both satsangis who are married couples or householders and sadhus, called renunciates or monks. The path described by the Anurag Sagar includes both. In contemporary Sant Mat, the form of Sant Mat that also has both householders and a population of sadhus, living a stricter lifestyle of more seva and more hours devoted to meditation. That's the Maharishi Mehi branch of Sant Mat. O Dharam Das, I have told you the ways of living of both renunciates and householders. They will hear the Shabda if they live up to the ways of living. This ocean of the world is deep, bottomless, and terrible. Those who firmly catch the boat of Naam come to the opposite shore. Those who contemplate the sound current will reach the other side. Couplet. Love the ferryman who takes us across. When one gets the Sat Guru as his ferryman, he crosses the ocean of the world. As long as the soul remains in the body, O brother, practice the path of Shabda. Anurag Sagar. Here, the celebration of the initiating guru, the Sat Guru, the living master, the one who reveals the secret, the one who discloses the methods of meditation practice, who gives us the names, the mantras, and guidance, how to use them, guidance about the third eye center, guidance about going within, guidance about the ascension of the soul. The ferryman, the one who takes us across the ocean of the world, the Sat Guru, the living master. And we must practice the path of Shabda, the path of inner light and sound meditation. Always, all the days of our lives, as long as the soul remains in the body, practice the path of Shabda, says the Anurag Sagar. My name is James Bean. This has been Spiritual Awakening Radio. Visit my website. At my website, you'll find various buttons and links and tabs that will take you to podcasts on demand. There's a donate button at the website. There are links to Blogger, WordPress, my mailing list at Yahoo Groups, daily spiritual quotes at Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, articles, and much more to be found at the website. Send me an email. I can send you a link to the Sant Mat library online. My email address is james@spiritualawakeningradio.com. james@spiritualawakeningradio.com, or send me a text message at this number, 508-603-9381. Tune in again next week at the same time for another edition of Spiritual Awakening Radio.